you could direct an episode of Found, what kind of
Yeah.
story or moment would you love to explore that you haven't seen yet,
Oh,
or we
geez.
haven't seen yet?
I'm really loving the Margaret and Jamie storyline. Like I just love that storyline. I love all of them, but that one just for some reason resonates with me in a different way. I don't know, they're so good at kind of touching on everybody's storyline kind of all at the same time. I mean, even now with Mark Trent and all his backstory with his family, like they're so good at kind of exploring everyone's backstory. But if I was directing, which one would I want to explore? I'd probably selfishly want to explore more of Shanola's backstory, just because I love everybody, but I love her so much. Or maybe Detective Shaker or something, because we haven't seen her backstory yet. Like any of that would
Oh,
be
that's a
fun to do. It's hard to pick, to be honest, because everyone's so great to work with on that show. And they've given such good, meaty storylines to every actor that just getting to delve into that deeper would be fun to do. But getting to directional, it would be fun. It'd be really fun. It'd be hard to
yes.
stay
It'd be
focused. She'd keep
chaotic,
me
but
focused more than anything. What'd you say?
it'd be very chaotic. But yeah, it would be fun.
It would. Yeah. But yeah, that doesn't really sum up the answer. I also like, I'm going back and thinking like when it comes, I mean, the most important story would be to tell whatever that missing person story is for that episode. I'm shocked that they can still keep coming up with different stories. I mean, there's so many out there, but the fact that each one they've done so far has been so different from the last. Like every show as it goes on and goes on, and you start to struggle with like, how do you make a story unique? And they've done such a great job with that. So it'd be that story obviously would be the one that would be the biggest challenge to make sure I didn't, and most pressure I should say, to make sure I didn't screw up, because that's really what the heart of and the foundation of the show is. But it would obviously be fun to work with the whole cast. That's a very big, yeah, I feel like it's Found is such a great show because it touches on the subject matter of like shows like Cold Case Files and trying to help you Without a Trace and all these other shows that have been historically such huge hits and that people resonate with people. But this one always has, for the most part, we've had a couple episodes that have had some dark endings, but like for the most part, they really lean into a happy ending, which I think is really is beautiful, but it also gives a lot of like hope, for life and the world that we live in. Because
Yeah.
the other shows are great, but when NCIS or CSI always ends and everyone dying, like after a while, you just are like, this is depressing. So
Agreed.
yeah.
I must say, when I first started watching Found, I think I was like 3 episodes in, right? I just got off
Yeah.
work. I was kind of watching it right after I got off, and I had to go pick up my kids. And I, no joke, felt like I was in the show. And I'm like, that car looks suspicious. I was living on the edge for a while. I was like, why is that car sitting there? What are they doing? I told these guys, I was just like, I feel like I'm living in this show now, and I need to like find a peaceful place. So I'm glad that it ends happy often,
Yeah.
so you're not just like intense. But it was
Yeah.
pretty funny.
No, but it's good though. We should all be aware of our surroundings. So at least
Yeah.
it's a reminder of that, right?
Yeah, we all
All these
become
shows, they
Brilliant.
keep us on our toes. Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
Let's
Um,
just say after Sir was under the bed, let me just say I've looked
That's
under
always
the
like,
couches and beds.
yeah. But that's how I feel about horror films, right? Like the Sir element
Yes.
adds a little bit of
Oh
that
my God.
horror film. Yeah.
yeah.
So like, and I don't like horror films for that reason, is I watch them and then I'm walking around with like all the lights on in the house for the next 4 days, like morning and night. So yes,
Right.
there's that element that definitely makes Found a little bit scarier.
Right.
But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He always shows up. You're like, is there anyone in here? Is there anyone in the house? I do the thing where I wash my face and I'm afraid that when I lift up my head from washing my face, that there's gonna be someone in the mirror. I don't know what horror film did it.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
There's a horror film that did it, and ever since then, I always think that that's gonna happen.
Or like
Irrational
looking in
mind.
the mirror with the lights off. It's like the Bloody Mary thing from the childhood comes back to.
Yeah, see all those things. I'm like, no, no. And then you realize life is actually more boring. And that never happens. And I'll take that.
I love that. Okay, so my
Nice.
question for you is, if you could sum up Heather's energy in a song, what would be on her playlist?
Um, there's a song right now that came right to mind. It's called I'm a Shapeshifter or Shapeshifter.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Who wrote who's uh CXLOE. I'm assuming the artist name is probably just goes by Chloe.
Hmm.
But it's spelled CXLOE. Is that where it is in
Okay.
here? That one I feel like
Interesting.
would definitely be one. I'm trying to make sure. Let's see. Very weird. It's very strange. And we're all kind of like, okay, so when are they going to pick up shows? Are they going to pick up shows? Like, is everything moving to like their streaming sites? How does that work? We don't get streaming numbers. Like,
Right.
there's no way to gauge anything right now. So
Yeah.
fingers crossed. I love the show. I think the cast and crew deserve it. I think the story that it tells and the stories it tells are necessary and essential. So I hope it continues. And obviously the one with Sir and the underlying the continual story is what's kind of exciting, but the actual foundation of the show is what's really important. So
Yes.
fingers crossed. Season 3, guys. Hope.
Aubrey.
Okay.
Fun question. When you're not
Yeah.
on set, in detail describe what a day in Danielle looks like when you're not working on set.
Look at my face went okay. It's been wake up and work out. You guys, I'm like so excited. I know I haven't been posting about it, but like I've been keeping up with like the whole getting healthy. I haven't been drinking since January 1st, which you guys all know I like a glass of red wine or an Aperol spritz. But I was like, I'm gonna try this like dry January, and I've loved it so much that I've just continued. And so that's been really nice. Like I've fallen in love with like non-alcoholic drinks, like non-alcoholic beers and non-alcoholic seltzers and stuff. I'm like, oh God, these are so good. So nowadays it's like working out first thing in the morning. I cook a lot of my own food. So it's a lot of like, anyone knows that cooks a lot of food, it's like you have to constantly be going to the grocery store and buying new vegetables, buying new stuff, because when you're constantly cooking, food goes bad and you use it. So it's a lot of working out in the morning. And then I've been able to read. I don't do it in the morning. That's usually in the afternoon. I'm trying to figure out all the things I do. I run errands. There's always errands to be run because there's always something to do, as I think any human knows. So I'll work out, shower, get ready for the day. And then I start running all of the errands, stop by the PO box, like do all the stuff that needs to get done. And like that, which varies day to day. And then I'm working on a project still with Emily. So some days we'll get together and meet on that, or I will meet up with friends just to do catch-ups, because that was the one thing I've been able to say to all my friends that I haven't seen that aren't part of Station 19 or Shondaland, is like it feels like I disappeared for 7 years. Like like friends are reaching out to me and I'm like, oh my God, I haven't seen Kelly Sullivan from Too Close to Home since before Station 19. So my friend Jeff Betancourt, who's the director and an editor, the director of Boogeyman 2 and editor, like I haven't seen him and that whole gang since, I think I saw him like once when I was doing Station 19. So it's like getting to catch up with all my own friends is a pretty big one. If I'm not on set though. And then I get to read a book. Like I finally finished Talking to Strangers, which felt so good. I did a puzzle. Like
We know how you love your
days.
puzzles.
I love my puzzles. But the unemployed Danielle days. I mean, you have to remember, like, we have the kids a good amount of time. So
Yeah.
I built forts this last weekend. What else did we do with them? The jacuzzi wasn't heating up, so we did water fights with squirt guns. Like there's that element most days. And then if I'm not shadowing a director on other days. So yeah, so it feels like those little days where I get to actually do that version is few and far between. But I would say getting to work out, getting to eat healthy food, getting to hang out with friends, and getting to like read a book or watch a new show would be like an ideal unemployed day. Everyone's like, stop saying that. I'm like, I technically am. That's what I am. I'm like,
Yeah.
It's part of being an actor. You're freelance, and currently, right now, there's no job.
Exactly.
So.
Yep. You are
Yep.
freelancing.
Yep. I haven't booked a voiceover audition yet, but I'm desperately trying. I want to get like on an animated show, like a voice so bad that literally like this weekend I have like 7 voiceover auditions to do. So
Yes.
I really, it's a new thing to break into. It's a whole different world, but I would love to play an animated character. So we'll see if that pans out, but that's like the other thing. So I have things going on all the time, guys. You know that. You know me. I like the relaxing days, but then after like 2 days of relaxing, I'm like, okay, so How do I
So
fill my time?
I can't do this for too long. I'm bad at relaxing. I
Yeah.
can't just do nothing for so long.
Yep.
I need to be productive. Sorry, guys.
That
Yeah.
is, yeah,
Yep.
that is a
Same.
real thing.
And I always like people that can, I like am jealous of them because they can do it. Like I just can't do it. It's like I can
It's
sit
not in
there
your
for a
DNA.
day. It's
Your
not in my
brain tells
DNA.
you no. Your brain
Yeah,
tells you no. Like,
it's like the days we've talked about, like laying on a beach. Like I lay on a beach and I'm like, unless I'm swimming out in the water doing something,
bored.
I'm bored. Like people that can just lay there and drink a Mai Tai in the sun, which is a lot of people. I'm like, how do you do that? I want to be able to do that.
I would rather go skiing because at least being in the mountains, I'm like, at least I'm doing
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, moving.
That's why I
even.
like lakes, because I can wakeboard and tube and like I'm getting the water and also not the sand, but I'm also getting to do stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's fun.
You'll slow down one day.
I think I'll have to one day.
It's going to be forced.
Weirdly enough, like kids slows you down a little bit because at least what you're doing has to be like, it's weird. Like my brain can't go 100 miles an hour and think of all the things I need to do and all the errands and stuff. I actually have to focus on like, okay, we're building a fort. That's what we're doing right now.
Yeah, that's what we're doing today.
And we're doing makeup. Like that's a big one too. I am basically the what am I?
You're the
test
model.
subject. I'm
The mannequin.
model.
So she can practice, right?
She's getting good. She's getting really good. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I remember when my girls like to do that too.
It's adorable.
And then they grow up and then they move out. And then you're like, oh, I can have a life now.
Oh.
I love that. You're like, I can have a life now. I thought you were gonna say, and then they grow up and they move out, and it's so sad. And you're like, and now I can have a life.
Now I can have a life. Now that you've had time to slow down and reflect on your time at station.
Yeah.
What was the biggest lesson you learned in 7 years there? Professionally, personally, whatever.
That's a great question. Oh my God, that's gonna sound so cheesy if I say that. It's like I did learn, like I did kind of learn to love myself though. No, I think like as an industry as a whole, I learned how to just accept, like less like trying, I don't know how to put that. It feels like through those 7 years, I really came into who I was as a person. Like I built up my confidence as an actor, as a director, as a woman. That show really allowed me to do that. I wonder if I would have been able to do it, and I hope I would have been able to do it without Station 19, but it felt like it became this safe place where I was able to really grow as a person. Because in this job, the one thing you don't have is stability for the most part. I mean, that's what being an actor is. I try to tell anyone, whoever wants to do it, like you're going to constantly feel on faulty ground because you never know when the next job's coming. And then you're always going to question your talent because you won't get jobs and you won't understand why you didn't get jobs. And so it's an industry that really mentally messes with your head. So, but as people too, we have those insecurities. Like I think it would be, everyone struggles with certain things like that. But it felt like at Station, I was really able to build my confidence and focus on who I wanted to be and kind of flourish in that way. And because of what the world they created, I think Sean Deland really created a show and a world and an environment that allowed for women to really feel like they belonged. And the show did that too. And what it meant for so many people, I felt like I was really making something that impacted people in such a positive way, which was very fulfilling. So yeah, I mean, that's such a multi-layered, I learned so much. It was 7 years of my life. I'm like a different person 7 years later. Like it's still me, but I'm more confident. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean confident in like a way of like, I'm more in who I am. I think before I was kind of like, I don't know who I am. I think I'm this and I think I'm this. And I'm trying to be people please.
And part of it also is right when you started Station, you were still in your 20s.
Yeah.
And that change over from your 20s to your 30s is just, it's something that, like,
huge.
the true grow into who you are, and you're like, this is me. I'm who I am. I'm happy with who I am. And you stop giving a fuck what anyone else thinks.
That's a big part of it, is you really do. And I said that like the day I turned 30, it was the weirdest thing. I was like, oh my God, I don't give a fuck anymore. That's like a switch. And I keep telling
Yep.
people when they turn 30, I was like, it's gonna happen. And that's what I
Yep.
mean, like in the sense of like, I wonder how much of that would have happened had I not been on station. Like, I wonder how much of this is actually attributed to station, how much is just getting older and growing up. But I do think having that safe place of Station 19 in the environment of Shondaland, where I really felt like I belonged. There's a lot of us, I think, especially women, it's like you just kind of go, you're just anybody goes through it, but you just feel like sometimes you're like, how do I fit in? And I fit in there. And now I'm like, oh, I can fit in places.
Yeah.
I don't have to conform to what people want or expect of me. Accept me for who I am, and I will, there will be a place for me in there. So
Yeah.
Exactly.
yeah.
Like, this is me.
Yep.
This
We've
is
all
me.
been there.
This is me.
This is me.
Is there a performance from either film, TV, theater that deeply influenced the way that you approach your craft today?
Oh my God. So many. I'm trying to think of one that had like the biggest impact. Man, there's so many.
Do you remember a pivotal moment of watching something and then like in your youth and
I
you
remember
were like, I
so
want to do that?
many. It's always the dark ones. Jodie Foster in Silence of the Lambs was like, you can't forget
Brilliant.
it. Yeah, that was a pretty, like, that one. Charlize Theron in, and I can't remember the name of the movie, but I remember her performance. Oh, with Al Pacino. What is that movie? Back in the day.
Oh,
Um,
I know what you're talking about.
I'm gonna find out. That performance was amazing. Even my mom was obsessed with the movie. Like, they're kind of more obscure films, but like Nell, that Jodie Foster's in too.
Yeah.
Like Jodie Foster, I think everything she did back then. Those are at least the women. I mean, I was really drawn into, I think, the film world by more films like Indiana Jones and the James Bond films and things like that. Like those films, I would just sit in front of the TV and have to be sucked in. And then I don't remember there being a ton of strong female roles. So that's why I think Jodie Foster really played a lot of those
Yeah.
back in the day. And so that's what I'm remembering, is I'm remembering her play that really strong. Oh, what am I talking about? I always forget this and I don't know why. And then I walk away from interviews and I'm going to start to remember this. But because I think she's in our faces now, I'm remembering it more. Is Demi Moore in G.I. Jane?
Yes.
G.I. Jane was such an
Badass.
influential movie to
Yeah.
me. Like, that was probably the pivotal one. And it's so funny that every time I get asked, I forget. And then I walk away and I'm like, oh. G.I. Jane made such an impact on me. Like, she was such a badass. And the film was so fucking good. I know it probably didn't do well for the time. I was like, yeah, the world wasn't ready for it, whatever. But I fucking love that movie. But yeah, I think when I was really young and really learned I loved TV or film and cinema, it was more those like traditional male dominated movies that I saw. And Jodie Foster stood out because she wasn't that, but neither was Demi Moore. I mean, Demi Moore really did fight against it, but that character in G.I. Jane was big. It was G.I. Jane. That was the one.
Oh yeah.
And that was it.
I can go first. Should we just go crazy for the very first one? We're just gonna go way out there. What is your favorite dinosaur?
Ooh. The first thing, what was the one in Jurassic Park that has like that has the poop problem? No. It's got like little spikes in
Velociraptor.
the back. No, those are so aggressive.
The ones that
I think
spit?
I like Yeah, no, not that one. You're
That's-
going for all the scary ones. I think I would go with the one with just the long neck. Like it's got the
Oh,
long
the
neck.
veggie eaters.
Correct. I want to be friends with the vegetarian dinosaurs.
They
What is
seem
that
really
called?
nice.
Herbivores?
Friendly.
Is that an herbivore?
Herbivore. Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that
they're
it's called the
herbivores.
herbivores, vegetarian dinosaurs. Awesome.
I'm forever gonna call it the veggie eater dinosaurs.
The veggie eater. I'm so
The
LA.
veggie eaters.
That was an absolute
That is
LA.
so LA.
I love that. I love it.
Okay, let's see. So we know that especially when you're traveling, you go to Starbucks. What is your go-to Starbucks drink? What do you order?
Mocha. Okay, exactly. It's a tall mocha with almond milk with 2, if I'm really exhausted, 3 espresso shots. Because I don't tend to need these big drinks. I'm actually the slowest coffee drinker. So I'm like, just give me my bang for my buck. I just need like 2, 3 espresso shots with a little bit of the almond milk and just some. So I like mocha because you all know I like chocolate. So that's my drink.
That's a good drink.
Good drink.
I mean, during the holidays, it's peppermint mocha. I switch it up, but it's usually
you got to have peppermint during the
you
holidays.
have to.
Yep.
What is the most used app on your phone?
Instagram. Like I feel like I try to move it on my home screen so that it's in different places because it's almost just like I flip up my phone. I would say I go to email is always like the number one, like text and email, obviously, but I'm not counting that in this conversation. But like if I'm just like zoning out and zoning out and just, you know how that is. I'm not sure what the word is. And I sit there and the first thing I do is go to Instagram and I'm like, oh, but it's a perfect example. If I'm not liking or posting things on Instagram, that's how busy I am because it's the first thing I go to.
Oh,
so
yeah.
while shadowing Debbie, I don't even pick up my phone. Like trying to post anything the day that Bound aired, I was like in the corner like this, like I can do this real quick. I can do this real quick. So yeah, that's always a good sign that you know that like I'm not even on my phone. Instagram's number one.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right, Beth.
Okay, so what is a secret hobby or talent that people wouldn't know about you that you have?
I always wish I had more secret hobbies and talents. I don't know. What's your guys' secret? Give me an example, and then maybe I'll be like, oh yeah, I can do something like that. Like, because it's so hard. Sometimes they're hard questions.
It is
like
hard.
You're like, what do I have?
Sorry.
Do I have a secret?
I think mine is like someone can play like 2-3 seconds of a song, and I can probably name that song. Like I'm
Name
pretty
that
good.
Tune.
I love music so much that I'm like, name that tune is like my secret hobby. That's like my competitive go-to. If someone wants to compete with me, I'm like, let's do it. Name that tune.
You got to go in like those contests where they actually like you get like win prizes if you guess it. That's impressive. I can never do that unless it's like obvious. That's impressive.
Oh, okay. Mine is
yeah.
I can take a bunch of random ingredients in the kitchen and make something that is edible.
I'm not going to use the word hate, but like, I'm so jealous of you. I have friends that can do this. I have to follow a recipe, like measure it off. So, like I cannot just be like, let me just throw this together and have it taste delicious. I tried once and it was unedible. Or inedible.
My sister gets mad.
Vocabulary today. Yeah.
Everyone gets mad. They're like, I want the recipe. And I was like, I don't measure anything. I just yes.
That's me.
No one wants to hear that. No one wants to hear that.
Yeah.
Just throw it together.
Yeah. It's impressive though. I do admire it. I just wish I'm very sad I can't do it. I wish I could.
Yeah.
You have other talents.
What'd you say?
You have other talents.
Thank you.
I can't sing.
I mean,
so
I wish that was one of them though.
Normal.
I don't know. It's hard to find things. Like I guess when I go to that, like when I was a kid, I used to be able to, when you can roll your stomach like that.
Yes.
I used to be like, love to do that. I haven't done it in so long. I don't even know if I could try. I don't even know. I'm trying to think. Like I always think of like the things I do. I'm like, but you guys know that. I'm like, I know how to wakeboard. Like some things that people don't, probably expect. Like,
well, apparently half the fandom didn't know you were half Italian recently either, and they went crazy.
Because it is kind of because I try not to say things because I'm like, I can't speak Italian. Right. If they literally asked what town my family was from, my grandparents were from, like I would know. Like I have Italian in my blood. but when it comes to like knowing stuff, I feel like, oh, I'm just what's it called? I'm an imposter, it feels like. So
Imposter
but I
syndrome.
do. My grandfather is Sicilian, so that was that side of the family, which is pretty crazy. And even Stefania was shocked because again, I feel like when I wasn't raised with like any of the cultural elements of it, it kind of feels like, well, saying it, like, besides it being in my blood, which I wish I was. I wish I had more of that, the Sicilian culture and things like that, because I definitely am in awe of it and fascinated by it. So, but yeah, but
always
that's
pick
something
it
I
up.
guess. Yeah, I'm trying. My goal was before the convention this year to learn a language, and then I've just been wrapped up in shadowing and everything else that I haven't had a chance to. But
Duolingo. Well, you need to get.
I heard, I was like, Duolingo has to happen. I keep hearing
Yeah.
this. And my thing is making the decisive decision if I want to do French or Italian or Spanish, because Spanish would be the most beneficial to me on a day-to-day
Yeah.
basis because so many people in my life speak Spanish. And are nice enough to constantly speak English for me. It'd be nice if I could speak Spanish with them. But then it'd be nice to go to conventions and be able to speak, you know, French and Italian. So
Yeah.
sorry, I'm rambling.
No, you're fine. All right. My next question is, how much of a millennial were you as a child? Like, do you remember the first social media platform you ever joined?
Yeah, MySpace.
Man,
yeah.
I love the MySpace days.
I
They were good
love-
times.
We love MySpace days, yeah.
And how like your music meant something. Like,
yes,
Yeah.
secret message between like the music and your top 8. Like,
oh yeah, top 8 friends.
The
Yeah.
top 8 was
music.
kind of intense though. Like
It
you
was
had to
intense.
pick the top person. That was hard.
I
and you
didn't
have to
like
keep
it.
Tom.
And like the
Don't
top
forget.
people dominated who you were.
But
Yeah.
you always have to leave Tom up there. Tom had
Yeah,
to
Tom.
stay.
Tom was like, this was the best way to gain all my friends. I
Yeah.
made an app and forced them to be my friends.
It's also the way that we all knew how to do code at the time and didn't know it. Like it was
And
just
can't do
natural.
it now.
because it was so old school. Yep. It's so true. Yeah, MySpace is so funny you bring that up. Is that I never know also the differences between like millennials, Gen Z, Gen something else. Like I'm just like, so I'm a millennial, is what you're saying.
You are.
Okay,
Because
good
of
to know.
the year you were born. I'm a
Okay.
Gen X.
Okay, so Gen X is a different
Yeah.
one.
And then
This
I'm at
is-
the very end of millennial. The
Okay.
very end.
Okay. So do you remember MySpace too?
I did. I had a MySpace.
Yes. Oh yeah.
I
we
remember
did.
when
you were just saying, 'cause
Facebook
you had
was
pictures.
only for university students.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not-
that's how it started.
Not everybody could get on it.
And I only heard about Facebook for the first time because, oh my God, this is even crazier. My agent's assistant was on Facebook, and that's the first time I ever heard about it. And I was like, what? So I was like, what is that? Like, I just remember the Switch. Do you guys remember the Switch phone? Like,
Yes.
that's something that was
Yeah.
so much fun. Like, that was fun. And
I miss when
pages.
phones weren't just blocks. Like I miss when I could play with my phone.
The slider.
My phone.
The slider
Yes.
Yeah.
keyboard.
The
Oh,
flip
yes.
keyboard,
Yes.
or the flip the keyboard up and have a full keyboard.
That's, I think the Switch was not what like it did.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
You're like spun around.
the original Razor.
Yeah, I was gonna bring up the Razor too. I was like, the Razor was great. I had a BlackBerry forever. I was definitely a late bloomer when it came to the iPhone. I held on to that BlackBerry for a really long time.
Yeah.
It felt like I was more businessy. Like I was like, oh, I can, because it also
Well,
had like a little thing
Yeah.
at first on the side
I
that I never
mean,
used.
millennials were known for having like business, like corporate core going to clubs. Like we looked like we
Yeah.
went from the office to the club.
Yeah, when you
Yep.
wear like a dress with like a belt in it, you just why the belt? I don't know, but it looks corporate. So
A big belt. The big belts.
Always a big belt. I still have some of the big belts, and I literally, they're my cousin. I'm like, when am I ever gonna wear this thing? Like, this is so out of fashion, so out of style. Like, when am I gonna wear this big ass belt?
Give it time. It'll be back. It always
It's
comes
true. I think
the
that's what I'm
dress
holding
suits
on
come
for.
back.
What does?
The dress back. The dress suits. Like I remember wearing those to
Yeah.
work thinking I was so cool and so, and then they're
I
back.
think
They're
they-
cool again.
They are back. They needed to be more tailored though. You always look at them and they never looked as like tailored as you wanted them to. They always ended up looking a little boxy, which always pissed me off. So, but there are,
back.
it was just the perfect mix of everything. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm always rambling.
You're fine. What is your favorite cuss word?
Fuck. I love it.
It's a very versatile
That's
word.
a good one. Yeah.
It's so, there's another one I really like, but you have to be careful where you say it and how you say it and when you say it. Because it's definitely a huge insult to some people, but you go to the UK and you can say it all the time. And it's
I
like
know
a
exactly
term.
what you're
Yeah.
just talking about.
That one's fun. That one's just fun because as an American, you just don't say that word because it's the what people interpret it as here is horrible, rightfully so. It's just how it's interpreted. But literally, when you hear people in the UK say it as a term of endearment to friends, you're like, "This is awesome!" Like how cool that you can make a word, which is kind of a cool perspective to look at it from. You can make it mean anything, really. So yeah, I love that one, but that I don't use on a daily basis. I probably use the word fuck on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And some of the best ways, like, oh my God, I fucking love that place. Oh my God, it's fucking amazing. Like, it's not even in a bad way. I just love saying it. It's like an exclamation point, which I feel like very much represents me.
Exclamation, underline, underline.
Underline, underline, underline. Exactly.
Oh, I love it.
All right. My last one is a two-parter. How many group chats are you in? And who sends you the most memes a day?
Oh God. I'm in so many group chats to the point where, like, when you're in so many group chats that you have to silence some of them. Like,
yes.
Like, I love you guys, but like, just someone update me if it's important. Like, text me.
Call me.
I am in so many group chats. And then there's like one that's like the group chat of the group chat, which I get confused by because when we're talking about the friend that we're celebrating the birthday for, which literally I'm like, I don't know when this is going to air. We're like, oh, we're planning that birthday party. So we're going to do this group chat that doesn't include them because we have to celebrate the birthday, or we're doing something fun for them. Like, and then it gets confusing. Like, there's one group that literally it's like 6 variations over the years because of birthday parties and things that we were doing that we were trying to surprise them about. So, but yeah, I'm in a lot of group chats. Too many. And my mother hates group chats. Oh God, it's like, it's bad. She doesn't realize what a group chat is. Like, she doesn't realize multiple people are on it. And she cracks me up because she's like, do not put me on a group chat, because she'll say stuff sometimes. And I'm just like, you can't, this is a bunch of people. Very, like, I have to go over there to help her with the printer, which I think might have gotten resolved. But I was like, sorry, I'm gonna cough. I was like, Mom, I was like, walk me through it. Now I'm like sending her stuff and I'm screen recording to like help her walk through it. I'm like, oh, I just need to drive out to your house and fix this for you. So yeah. Oh, what was the second part though? There was a second part, right?
Who sends you the most memes a day?
Oh, who sends me the most memes? There's one group chat that probably sends the most memes to all of us in general, but I would say like most meme heavy is Emily, probably. It's pretty meme heavy. But I would say like there's one group chat that's like Emily and Courtney and Kendall and Valentina, and that group chat, like there's memes constantly, but they've also done, and I don't know if that's not considered a meme, but they you take a picture and then you keep the like a dog, like the dog, like all, because we all have the dogs. Right. So they have the cutout of the dog. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I do not know what that is called. Does anyone have a term for it?
Oh, you're making a sticker out of the photo.
That's what it is. So they make a sticker and then they send that in the text messages if it's like the dog's like, like they do that kind of stuff. It's very funny, but sometimes because I'm always playing catch up on the group chats, like I'm like, wait, what did I miss? What does this mean? So then my responses on the group chat are just people walking me through the intention behind the meme or the sticker. So, yeah.
We can relate. Yeah.
You guys have that group chat memes too? Which one out of you sends the most memes?
Probably me.
Probably you. Only because I am really bad at, like, I'm never actually on my phone. Like,
Alex
I'm really bad.
Like, if I need an answer from Alex immediately, I have to text him.
Okay. I like to live in the real world, and I don't like to be on my phone. So I'm almost never on my phone.
No, that's good. It's impressive at this day and age. It feels like I try to do that and then I'm like sucked back in. But
yeah, I'm notorious for setting my phone down and forgetting it for hours at a time and being like, I don't know where my phone's at.
That's amazing. I wish we could all do that more often.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
All right, Beth, Alex, you got more questions?
Um, well, this one's kind of a little bit station related, but it was one that we came up with. So two-parter, but
Yeah.
we saw what Maya drove. What do you think Maya should have driven? Like, what would you
A
have considered
Jeep.
Maya's car? A Jeep.
I think
Okay.
she should have
Yes.
driven a Jeep. And they
100%.
actually, and the reason I say is because they wanted me to drive. Like, I remember the transportation department, the car department of Chris is his name. Like, I'm like, I don't know what his actual title is. He's the one that purchased all the cars. He's amazing. He and I talked, and like we always just thought Maya would drive a Jeep. It just felt like she was a Jeep girl, not like a brand new shiny one. Like, it could still have been like black. It's been around forever type Jeep, but it just felt like she was a Jeep girl for some reason, and we wanted that. But in the end, it comes down to like what car they can get at what price, and that was, I mean, it still was, I think, a Ford Explorer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was still, I mean, it was still like a car that I was like, I could see that. But when I was in it, I was like, this does not feel like Maya. It felt more like mom Maya, which was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it felt like not Maya pre-kids. It felt like Maya post-kids.
Post-kids,
when I was
yeah.
in it.
Liam would have loved a Jeep with the top down.
See?
Oh, that would have been sick. Yeah.
Especially
Like
the
a
top
long
down.
big beefy tires. Yeah, it would have been really cool. And
You
we're
guys
excited.
haven't seen my car and found yet, have you?
I know that's what I was just gonna say. We're
No, we
excited.
haven't.
That's a segue.
Because it's your dream car, right? You said it was your dream car.
Oh
so
God.
can't
It's
wait.
one of my
I'm
dream
excited.
cars. It's like the one that's like uber expensive dream car. And I feel like
Okay.
I'm such a sensible person when it comes to cars. Obviously, you guys know I still have my Prius. That like that I feel like oh yeah, I'm gonna have that Prius forever. She's starting to make weird noises though, so I gotta take her in. but I would probably do a more sensible car that's like a Volvo or something, which is they're still expensive. But that car that Heather drives is
so good. I'm excited.
I'm so excited. I'm
We're
so
excited.
excited to see it.
Yeah. The last part of that question was, where do you think Karina's Porsche went? Do you think it was just sitting in the shop, or did she hardcore get rid of that
she
thing?
have to get rid of it? I disagree with Peter on this.
I'm
Like,
a
Peter
mom,
had this
and I
whole
don't have to
thing
get rid of a luxury car because, like I still drive the car that's not practical. My kids have to fit in the back however they can. But like, why did Karina get rid of it?
I was shocked when I pulled up and we saw, because we didn't know ahead of time. When I saw that car, I was like, what happened to the Porsche?
Yeah.
Like, what happened? And it's like, and Peter like had this whole thing. He's like, they have a family now. They're spending all this money. He was trying to do this like realistic thing. I was like, Peter, we're on network television. It doesn't be that realistic. People want her to drive a Porsche. Let her drive a Porsche. Like,
I can counter Peter because when I was working night shift a few years ago, I went through and pulled out how much each one of you would have made realistically in that state with taxes, and y'all would have been bringing in, not including Maya's endorsements, about $20,000 a month. And assuming the apartment's paid off, Maya's car is probably paid off.
Thank you.
The only bills you would have would realistically be maybe like her med school. You could have totally afforded that and have a family.
I felt the same way. And I would always say that because people would always give me shit for like, how could Maya ever afford this apartment? And I was like, guys, she was a gold medalist. Do you know how many endorsements she got?
Yeah.
And
exactly.
so, but they didn't want to hear it. Everybody was like, it doesn't make sense. And then obviously, like, Peter would do that thing where he's like, and she's got student loan debts. And I was like, I think
so Maya definitely doesn't, because she went to scholarship. She was an Olympian. She clearly went to college on a scholarship. Yeah. I was like, she had enough money to go backpacking after the Olympics. I was like, you mean to tell me
that's how we got all the artifacts from the apartment?
Yes. The very modest 2-bedroom apartment that she lives in. It's a very, like, it's not like she lives in some penthouse suite. It's a basic middle class 2-bedroom apartment.
Thank you. Yeah. I was of the same mind as you guys. Like, I was like, come on. So I was pissed when they took her Porsche away. I wasn't pissed that Maya had the Jeep. I was just sad that they couldn't get it. But I was pissed when they took her Porsche away. I did not understand the logic behind that. And I don't think Karina ever would have got rid of a Porsche. She'd been like, I can have a Porsche and the babies. Like,
why do you have to make a choice?
Yeah, it's like you can be a mom and still drive a cool car. You can still
see,
keep
yeah.
stuff that you like too, you know. You don't have to get
You
rid of your
shouldn't have
whole
to
identity.
sacrifice. Isn't that what we're doing now? Isn't that the whole point? It's like women can do it all. Like
Oh
if
yeah.
we can be housewives and have jobs and have
Yep.
all the things we want.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
the goal, at least. We're trying. It's a
Yeah.
lot.